is Sky News Real Estate.
Thanks for joining us. You're watching Sky News Real Estate. Well, bringing the garden into your home seems like a great idea. After all, decorating with florals through wallpaper, upholstery, lamps or even tiles can be the perfect way to enjoy that spring feeling in your home all year round. But working with floral prints can be intimidating, and it can be a fine line between nailing it and crossing into golden girls territory. Plus, there are as many patterns and colours as there are flowers. But fear not, as interior design expert Justine Stedman from Vault Interiors is here to show us how to make styling with florals work. Justine, it's great to see you again.
Lovely to see you
on our
spring day.
Yes,
perfect.
Bringing
Florals,
some goodies here too. I guess just firstly, I mean, we were chatting about this before. Florals can be lots of things, can't they? It doesn't have to be just big roses.
They can. The thing with florals is people get floral fear, which is basically they instantly think about Nana's house and too many big patterns, and it just doesn't have to be so girly. You can really introduce florals into a modern context, and there's a few simple tricks in which we can do that if you think outside the box.
I love it. Well, for a start, this beautiful pillow that we have here, which I just love, is a floral, but you wouldn't think.
You wouldn't.
You know.
The reason being, it works because it's about the scale of the floral. It's actually not just roses. So you've got the blossom motif, you're mixing it with other patterns, and it's actually very on trend. You've got cobalt, you've got black, so it's effectively a lot more modern. It's not just that standard floral that everybody thinks of.
This is not a floral that would scare a fella.
It wouldn't scare a fella, and I think that's key. So many people think floral is really feminine, and that's probably why they shy away from it. But floral should be all about appealing to everybody, and male and female, and the way to do that is to really embrace graphic floral patterns, not just go for those pastels that everyone thinks of, and think outside, think of branches, buds, blossoms. It doesn't just have to be delicate little roses.
It does sort of remind you of that Japanese brushwork.
Exactly, and look, speaking of which, we've got a wallpaper here, beautiful Designers Guild wallpaper, and the reason it works in modern interiors is because you have that watercolour effect, which is very on trend. You've got cobalts and teal blues, which are also very on trend. And it's going to appeal to male and female. So it's easy to introduce something like this as a feature wall and a statement without that outdated look that everyone fears when it comes to florals.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's very graphic, and
beautiful.
That's what it should be.
And you could use that with the wallpaper and the cushion, or is it would be?
I think that's the key. When it comes to floral, it is about scale. In the past, people might have recovered a full sofa and curtains and a chair in one pattern, and that is Nana's house right there. To avoid that, you want to just introduce it sparingly, so maybe just a feature wall, maybe 1 or 2 cushions. Small accents work better so that it's not overbearing. And if you play with the patterns, so they can be different patterns of floral, but as long as they're tonally the same colour, it will work.
Too scary.
Very
won't
cohesive.
jump at you.
We've got some pictures, I think, to look at as well. So maybe you could talk us through just ways of mixing it, because that's, like you said, the floral fear is, you know, how to mix it and make it work with other things.
So the pillow in this event, isn't it a cushion pillow?
It is. So here we see exactly, you've got a bit of an oriental floral. It's a nice blossom print, so again, not too outdated. It's going to work in, that's quite a modern room, which would appeal to anybody, and it's on trend in terms of the colours. It works well with a bold block cushion, so a colourful modern cushion is great, and it works with fur. So there's nothing about that looks outdated. It just says fresh and spring.
And some wallpaper.
Is that the one you were just holding up
It's
there?
very similar, yes. It is actually I'm sorry, it is the same one, yes. And it works in that context because it's not too feminine. It does have masculine sensibilities, and it's rethinking the way people think about florals. So being a blossom and not just a rose looks really modern, and it's that's going to draw a whole room together.
Oh, yeah. And so you've brought it into the artwork on the wall, is it? Then the cushion?
It's actually a mirror reflecting the floral. But
yes, really.
I'm even sorry.
How would you know?
And they're great tricks because mirrors should.
I was thinking the same thing. Oh, look at that, they're framed a bit. Because we were going to talk about artwork as well, how if you can't, sort of, you don't want to use upholstery if you're renting even.
That's right, and a lot of people don't want to commit to a full wall or a full sofa for the same reason we discussed. Artwork's going to give you that same impact. If you use, in this example here, we're seeing a beautiful blossom or kind of branch pod almost, and it's monochromatic, so again, not too feminine in terms of floral. and you're pairing it with some vibrant mustard and teal cushions, which are, again, very summery, very spring-like. So that's going to signify the change of seasons.
Doesn't it soften the whole room, just having that look?
And it's a visual, interior design is all about creating a visual focus, and that's exactly what that artwork's doing. And you can swap it out if the seasons change.
Yeah, so block cushions often work well then with a floral artwork. Is that a
Very
good
well.
sort of trick to remember? Okay.
Yeah.
And the lamps too are beautiful. Okay, so here we're talking upholstery. So
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
isn't that gorgeous?
Isn't it?
I love that chair. I love
chair-
that chair.
Well, it's the velvet sheen, similar to the cushion we looked at before. It's another modern interpretation of floral because it's not your traditional pastel, nothing too delicate. It's quite punchy.
Lovely. I really love that one.
Thank you.
And
Yeah,
how you sort of
beautiful.
the back of the seat is, well, yeah, the back where your back goes is a block, or is that a cushion?
It's actually a cushion, but again, the exact right principle you're talking about there. You've got the statement piece, but you're breaking it up. It's not going to take too much visual impact if you have a block cushion. It's going to break it up, so it's not going to feel too heavy in the room. And the trick is 1 or 2 statement pieces are enough. You don't want to go over the top with floral. That's pretty much the key.
make it that sort of feature that will draw your eye. Okay, looking here, amazing artwork, isn't that beautiful?
Thank you. Well, that artwork is the example, like we were talking about with the wallpaper, same principle. Because it's monochromatic, because it's quite punchy, it's going to work in any modern context. But it's not your traditional floral, and therefore it should be a little more timeless. It may not scare people because they know it will work in their space. And it's paired again with just some other graphic spring-like colours. So that's bringing floral in without that outdated feeling.
Do you think, for those who cannot afford, like moi, an original piece of artwork like that, you could do a photographic print?
Absolutely.
Yourself?
You could go out, take
Shoot
some
something.
photos on your Canon, get them canvas, print it up. It's very inexpensive.
They are
And-
inexpensive now. A poster print used to be 3 arms and a leg.
Yeah.
And you've got that stunning tree. In
Oh,
your
yes, I do at the
yard
moment.
at the
My
moment.
Judas tree is just full bloom, and it's got the twigs and things. And I sent Bridie the picture. Go, isn't my tree beautiful?
Well,
And
that
how
would be
great
great.
is it?
That's exactly what it should be about. The thing with floral is you want to bring the outdoors in. Spring is about a spring clean, time to redecorate, time to entertain, and you want that lovely organic feeling inside your home. That's what it's all about, so why not?
Yeah, fantastic. So just another one here. So with this great armchair there, you can see.
Yes,
That's
it. So that's a very vibrant floral print. As you can see, that a lot of the trends at the moment are your mustards and your teals, and pairing that with grey and monochromatic palette because it is universal. Works for male and female, and because the print is so punchy, you just need that one chair and it really brings the room together.
If you notionally take that chair out of the picture, that room is so dull.
It's the anchor, and that's what it should be about. You can achieve that with
It would be
curtains,
so boring without that
the
little
statement
punch.
chair, any of those things, a rug.
Yeah, and the outdoor chairs seem to draw it as well. Oh, so these are the cushion. Is that the cushion
It is,
here?
yes.
And-
This is a job we did for a client, a custom job, and
Farrah Fawcett was your client. Amazing, amazing.
exactly what I think of when I see that artwork. The same kind of principle. We've got just a couple of cushions, so that's got that floral impact. But because the patterns are slightly broken up, it's not the same pattern repeated everywhere.
Yeah.
It does look modern, and we've paired it back with a couple of plain cushions.
Yeah. Is going into curtains, that's for me, I would be nervous, but can it look great as a...
Definitely. Don't be nervous. With curtains, they're actually very inexpensive, and you can...
You say that so that if you stuff up, you can afford to change. That's why you say it, isn't it? I know.
And you don't have to get them custom made. I mean, think about
Go to
IKEA,
Spotlight.
Bunnings, Spotlight. They all have really beautiful curtains. And being spring, most people are swapping out their heavy, really thick curtains to go into sheers. And when you have a soft branch or a lovely leaf motif, it just feels summery. And it's going to, again, create a visual focal point, which is what styling's all about.
Yeah, and I love this one too. So, yeah, so again...
Grey and gold, it's just beautiful.
That lovely mustard pop paired with the grey. You can see that big dramatic artwork there that has the leaf motif. That's a floral, but it's just a modern context floral, and it really draws the whole room together. You don't need too much, 1 or 2 items, and that's enough.
So your top tips then for decorating with florals without going over the top?
No dramas. I would say your first tip would be scale. Think about not too much of it and mixing the patterns. Number 2 would be, it doesn't have to be too feminine. Think about masculine, new context of florals, so much better colours and things that will appeal to male and female. And number 3, look at what you've got and think about reupholstering, statement chair, headboards, bring in floral, and it doesn't have to be too permanent.
Fantastic. Well, some great tips there. It is
you.
Inspiring.
Yeah. Thank you so much,
My
Justine.
pleasure.
Great to see you
lovely.
again. Justine Stedman there from Vault Interior.